Well, this is a first. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Paul. This is It's a Camping Thing, as that picture just showed. Yeah, this is my office. This is a first. Don't normally come in here. Normally, we're outside in my garden or at a campsite somewhere or going wild camping. But it is January the 5th. The ground is saturated out there. It is in no fit state for pitching a tent. Also, as well, I need to point out in this video the fact that there are some companies that will, including the Camping and Caravanning Club, which will feature quite heavily, that will feature in this video. Now, this video is not sponsored by the Camping and Caravanning Club or anyone in particular. I'm doing this video all on my own back, and all opinions expressed in this video are mine and mine alone. I'm not paid by anybody to promote any products or services. So there we go. That's it. And if I need to rush off, it's because Buster's calling me and needs my help. So there we go. I am officially on dog sitting duty today. So I'm in my office, got my computer screen on behind, and I want to talk to you about how I book a campsite. Now I'm going to do this basically as if I'm booking for a campsite for the very first time. It's going to go on a little while. So the first step for me is when I'm thinking about, I want to go camping, I'm thinking Wales or Scotland. For me, I like to use social media, in particular Instagram, because that's where a lot of people post a lot of photographs. I am someone of a photographic nature. So a few years ago, I used to do a lot of photographs around the local area. I used to be one of those people that post photographs and send it up to the local weather program, which for me was Central News or BBC East Midlands Today. I used to send a lot, and I got to the point where I was getting a little bit bored of visiting the same locations time after time after time, be it Bradgate Park or Cropston Reservoir or anywhere. And I needed to go further afield, and this is where camping came in, because it meant the fact that I could go away for a place that's maybe 200-300 miles away. I could spend 3, maybe 4 nights there. So if the weather wasn't great on the first night, I had 3 more days for it to be right, of what I needed. And yeah, I was on Instagram once and I saw a picture of this place called Ashness Jetty. And literally, it was like one of those photographs where you see it and it says, "Come and see me. You need to photograph me." And I was like, yeah, I need to go there. I need to photograph that jetty. And so I was using Instagram, a place grabbed my attention, and I was like, okay, I need to go there. So my next step was then using Google Maps or any sort of search engine where you can see a map of the area and you go, okay, let's look at Ashness Jetty, and then zoom out a little bit and see what's in the local area. And I could see any local landmarks. There was Ashness Bridge, there was the boardwalk, there's plenty of places in the Lake District. We're talking October 2018 here, so this is quite a few years ago now, but back then I was using all these websites, Google Maps, and just seeing what was in the local area and just basically researching it. And then I got I got a pen and paper and literally was just jotting down all these local landmarks, making a note of it and seeing if that area was suitable for me and what I needed. What you need may be different. Maybe you want somewhere with a beach. Maybe you want somewhere with mountains. We're all different. But I wanted a place that was photographic, and the Lake District suited me back then to an absolute T. So I found a place called Keswick, just 2 miles up the road from Ashness Jetty and Bridge. And okay, I was like, fine, so what do I do now? Well, I go on a search engine, Google or whatever you want to use, and I search Keswick camping, and I found a campsite called the Camping and Caravanning Club. Now back then I wasn't a member, and I thought, okay, sounds good to me, I will book it. And I became a member. Now we're in 2023 now. I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons of the Camping and Caravanning Club, because I use the Camping and Caravanning Club quite a lot, so it features quite heavily in my processes. Yours may be different, and there are plenty of privately owned campsites available which are absolutely brilliant. I've used some of them myself. Some are good, some are not so. But I'm going to give you my reasons for using it, and I'm going to give you the pros and cons of the Camping and Caravanning Club that I have found. So I like the Camping and Caravanning Club, and one of its major pros is the fact they've got literally, I think, a couple of hundred campsites around the country. Now, if I find another place, I don't know, maybe I'm going to Wales or Scotland, And I go, oh, wow, I need to, like another place that literally just grabs me and says, come on, take a photograph. And I'm like, yeah, I need to go there. But because the Camping and Caravanning Club have got so many campsites, chances are I can find a campsite that's going to be close to that location that I want to visit. I don't want to be traveling 20, 30 miles from my campsite to a place to photograph, only for the weather to be then bad and then go, okay, I'll have to go back the next day. So I need a place that's going to be close by. And this is why the Camping and Caravanning Club suits me. Now, you can become a member. At the moment, prices are for individual, for one person. You can do digital membership, which is where you get like a magazine sent through your phone. And that at the moment retails for £45 a year. And then there is the paper one, which is where you get a magazine sent through each month. And that is £50 a year. So I decided to become a member back then in late 2018. I then booked my campsite at the Keswick Camping and Caravanning Club for 4 nights from the 13th of May 2019 it was. I remember it well. Really amazing trip. And yeah, the Camping and Caravanning Club, with having all those campsites about, is brilliant. It just means that I can find a campsite close to the location. And also as well, they have very much a muchness, a very similarity between one campsite and another. We've got the Conkers Camping and Caravanning Club just up the road. I could go there and I could go to Keswick, I could go to probably Glencoe, I could go to Somerset, the Cheddar Heights, and they have a very similar look and feel. They're all very friendly. The staff are incredible. And anytime I have had a problem, which has been rare, then they've been incredibly helpful in trying to sort out my problem. There was one time where the pitch that they had allocated me, because a lot of the pitches were flooded, the pitch that they had allocated for me, the part where you plug your electricity into supply was too far from my cable. My cable was like, so I literally just wouldn't reach. Then they sorted it all out for me, and they were absolutely brilliant. And that was at the Keswick one. But yeah, so I use them for that because they've got a lot of campsites. They're very much of a muchness. It's a little bit like you go to McDonald's. McDonald's up the road, you buy a Big Mac or fries, or I don't know, same thing with Burger King or whatever restaurant you choose. It's the same quality whether you go from here or you go a couple of 100 miles up the road. And that's what I love about the Camping and Caravanning Club. They've got a lot of campsites, but they're all of a very similar quality, and they are incredibly friendly, sort out any problems, brilliant. Downsides. Now, yes, you do need to become a member to make the savings. Now, a little while ago, earlier, I didn't log in. I went on the computer and I didn't log in, and I tried booking for the Keswick Camping and Caravanning Club from the 18th to the 21st of September 2023, later on this year. 3 nights with a tent of 4.2 metres by 2.10. I'm looking up my notice board at the moment because it's got all the sizes on. I'll come back to that later. And I literally tried to do a booking for it. I wasn't going to book it, not in a fit state for that at the moment. But anyway, for a non-member, it was £100, just over £100 for 3 nights in September. Now, if I was a member, because I logged back in as a member, 18th September to the 21st of September, just as an example, as a member, it was £68. So there was a £32 saving by being a member. Now, the reason why I use the Camping and Caravanning Club is because I pay out £50 once a year for my membership. To make that good value for money, to make that membership worthwhile, I either need to go for a long period of time, like a week or more, maybe 10 days, or like what I do when I go away for 3 or 4 nights at a time, I go on multiple trips. So I'll probably go away in May, September, maybe October, and possibly November, right? So when I do that, and then I work out the savings of being a member, for me, it works out. But if you are going to be going camping once a week for maybe a week, then maybe it might be better to become a non-member. Now, some of their sites, I believe, are members only, and some of them you can be either a non-member or a member. Something to look out. It's not for everybody. It really isn't. And I understand that. And there are plenty of privately owned campsites out there that are just as good, if not better, if not better, than the ones I've been to. But I just like them for me. And as I say, I'm not paid or sponsored by the Camping and Caravanning Club, but I like them, I use them regularly, and I recommend them. So there we go. But as I say, if you're going to become a member, then you need to think about either having one really long stay or, like what I do, multiple trips to make that saving, make that membership worthwhile, which for me, obviously, with a camping channel who enjoys camping, goes regularly, obviously for me, being a member makes worthwhile. And that is ultimately why the Camping and Caravanning Club has featured heavily. Now, another tip for booking your pitch is to make sure, and I looked at it earlier and I did mention it, is pitch sizes. What's the size of the tent that you're going to be taking? Do you know? I know. And not because I'm a smart ass either. And it's because basically I've got it all written down here. Now this is exactly the same copy that I've got up on my notice board up there. And it's the pitch sizes, the length of the tent. Now I've got plenty of tents, probably too many. I'm not going to tell you how many, but well, actually we'll see on screen anyway. But I've got the length and the width of each of the tents that I own, plus the height. I'll come back to that in a moment, but you need to know the length and the width of the tent that you're going to be booking. Because when it comes to the computer and you're going to be sitting here and you're going to be booking, I've got my notice board up there. I can literally have a little glance and I go, okay, this time I'm going to take, I don't know, Nature Hiker Palace 3. That's 420 centimetres by 210 centimetres. I can then put it into the details when I'm booking. Job done. Great. I've also put height on there. Now, you don't need that for booking. You don't. However, some campsites, like the Keswick one, where you are overlooking a beautiful view over Derwent Water. I'm really selling that place at the minute. But you're overlooking Derwent Water, Cat Bells Mountain, or Fell, and it's an exquisite view. The only thing is, they don't allow on that particular site to obstruct the view of other people. You don't want to spoil it for other people. They only allow small, low tents. That's the reason why the height. So it's a good idea to know the height of the tent when you arrive at your campsite, because some places they might say, well, you know, we don't want you to spoil the view for other people. We don't want like an 8-person tent blocking the view for everyone to spoil it. You just don't. So it's a good idea to know the height of your tent for when you visit the campsite. And then you can say, when you arrive, they would probably say to you, what your size tent we've got listed you down as 480 by 290 centimetres. That's the one, yeah? It's like, yeah, but it's a really low tent, and then give the height. And then they'll probably say, okay, we can put you over at this scenic area, you know? Might do, might not. Depends on what they've got available. But it's a good idea to know the height, and it's a good idea to know the size of your tent. With the size of your tent, be careful. If your tent is getting on in years and maybe discontinued, to find the size of your tent is hard work. Now, you could buy a tent like from either like here in the UK, Go Outdoors, or Decathlon or Amazon, and you can see where you bought the tent from. It's still on sale. Great, I'll have a look as if I'm buying it again, and then make a note of the size. Great. But if that tent in a couple of years' time has become discontinued, then trying to find the size of your tent for when you're booking it is no easy task. So I like to, like I say, you don't have to go to this extreme level. I mean, I've gone like with the logo of the channel and everything on there, but you don't need to go. As long as it's written down somewhere and put somewhere safely or somewhere near your computer, you've got your pitch sizes written down. So that's a great tip. And I've literally sat here, amount of times I've sat here and looked up and gone, okay, yeah, this time I'm taking, I don't know, the Keshwar 3XL, 305 centimetres by 360. Put it on the computer and you're booking, job done. Saves all that faffing about when you're looking online trying to find the size of your tent, already written down. And if, like me, you've got multiple tents, it's a time saver. It's brilliant. So there we go. So you know where you're going to be going. You know roughly what's in the area. You've looked at Google Maps, social media, Instagram, that sort of thing. You know what's in the area. You found your local campsite, either using the Camping and Caravanning Club or maybe just looking online, just Googling campsites for that area. That's a great one. Look at the reviews, see what the reviews are. Personally, for me, I won't go anything below 4 stars for a campsite, because you know you're going to be spending some time there. Maybe if the weather's bad, you can be spending quite a bit of time at the campsite. So yeah, that's just my little thing. But for me personally, I like the Camping and Caravanning Club. I know more or less the quality that I'm going to get from one site to another. Like I said, you know, they're very much of a similar quality. Doesn't matter which one you go to. And yeah, you've got all your details ready, all set to go. And that is how I go about booking a campsite. Your methods may be different from mine, and that's perfectly okay. These are just the way that I do it, that I found it's been good. Using the sheet for the pitch sizes, I found is an absolute godsend. And I would highly, highly recommend that. It could be in a book. It doesn't have to be on a sheet, but I say with me, with a notice board and having an office space, it just makes sense. And yeah, if you can, and you've got your booking form, print it off, do several copies, keep one at home, take one with you. And yeah, I've been on many, many campsites, and I've loved each and every one of them. Behind me on my computer has been playing all the campsites I've been to. That was May 2021 when I was with Buster. I do my little camping selfies. And basically, it's like a little bookmark. So I always stand next to the tent that I'm using. That was in Keswick with the Quechua 3XL. Where I'm going, and I literally bookmark it with a picture of the tent I'm using on that trip in the location I'm going. Conker's Camping and Caravanning Club, the first time I used the Nature Hike, Cloud Peak 2, Christmas, 17th of December 2021. Yeah, I've had some amazing trips, and it's all been made easier by the fact that when it came to the booking process, I had all my details laid out before I started. And when I was going somewhere new, I could research the area using Google Maps and social media. It just makes life so much easier. So there we go, folks. I'm going to end the video here. I need to go and check on my little boy because, like I said, he's rather poorly at the moment. But I want to thank you very much for watching. If you found this video in any way helpful, please consider liking, leaving a comment and subscribing to the channel and clicking on that bell icon to be notified of all future video releases. Personally, for me, I can't wait to go out camping again this year. Things are going to be a little bit different. I am planning a wild camp where I go hiking, no kayak or paddleboard required on that one. And I'm really, really excited about it. It's got me smiling quite a lot, actually. I want to be doing more wild camping this year. I know I've just talked about campsite camping, but yeah, wild camping for me is something I definitely need to do more of this year in 2023. I hope you've had a great Christmas. I know it's not that long ago, and it's New Year. It's January the 5th as I record this now. And this channel's had a fresh new makeover for 2023. You may have seen the brand new logo. I've changed from the red and white to this new logo, which is on screen now. I just wanted to start this year with a different look. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. As I say, the wild camping especially, and we will do campsite camping. I will get on my computer and I will be booking some more campsites using the same process that I spoke to you about before. Not so much in the Lake District this year. I've done 10 trips since May 2019, and I feel that I need to explore more. So all those processes that I've just mentioned to you, I'll be using myself. So there we go. I'm going to go and check on my little boy. I want to thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you again in another video soon. Take care. Bye.